For the first group, now we have 8x squared minus 8x squared minus 8x. Okay, so what do we do? Well, the smallest exponent of x here is 1, right? The smallest exponent of x is 1. So we're going to factor x out. And clearly also, the two coefficients are the same, 8. So the greatest common factor of the coefficients is just 8. So we have 8 times x is the GCF. And because that's the GCF, we factor it out. And that's what I'm doing, right? You put it in front, you divide, which is the same as doing this. And we get 8x times x minus 1. Actually, wait, I got ahead of myself. 8x times 8x squared over 8x minus 8x over 8x. And so what do we get? Well, here the 8's cancel. X squared over x is just x. We have 8x over 8x. That's 1. So this is what we get. That's for the first group. Now, of course, we have to handle the second group. And let me just say this. Notice here that the second and fourth term have opposite, have opposite signs. You know, this is a minus, this is a plus. So we better be sure to factor out a negative from the second group. You know, just like before, we're going to find the GCF and factor out its negative. Okay, let's do that. Here also, I replaced the first group, 8x squared minus 8x, with this. Right? That's what we just, where is it? Right here, right? Right? That's what we just got. So we have minus 9x plus 9, okay? And again, you know, the smallest exponent of x, we take it to be 0, right? Mostly because there's no x here. Also, the coefficients are 9 and negative 9, but hopefully it's easy to see that the greatest common factor of 9 and negative 9 is 9. You know, a number and its negative are going to have the same exact factors. Okay. So what would the GCF be? That's just going to be 9. But remember, because the second and fourth terms have opposite signs, we don't factor out 9. We have to factor out negative 9. And that's what I'm doing down here. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could have actually switched and write the minus 9x and 9. So we could have written this as 9 minus 9x. No, wait, that's going to cause more confusion. Forget what I said. Let's just keep going with this. So what do? We're going to factor out negative 9. But what's left over? Dividing. So we have this. And so we have minus 9x over minus 9 plus 9 over minus 9, as you can see. Okay? And so what happens in those quotients? Well, here, the minus 9s are going to cancel. And you're left with x. Here, 9 over minus 9, well, that's just minus 1. So we get this. Now, is this good for us? Well, yeah, it is, because notice in parentheses, x minus 1 is here, x minus 1 is here. That's good. We want that. We want what's in parentheses to be the same. because now we can factor that out. And that's what I'm doing here. That's what I'm doing here. Like so. Take it out. What's left over? 8x is here. Minus 9 is here. I mean, you could stop here. I rewrote it as 8x minus 9. Why, I honestly don't know. I think it was kind of random, but if you stopped up here, that'd be fine. Although really you want to make sure you write this as your final answer as 2, right? That's what we factored out first, times x minus 1 times 8x plus negative 9 or 8x minus 9. That's what we get. If you want to see more calculations, that's over here. And again, this is just the mathematics behind factoring out x minus 1. Right? As you can see, to get x minus 1 out in front, you would have to divide. And of course, when you divide, right, you divide into each term. As you can see, these are going to cancel. These two are canceled. These two are canceled. And what's left? 8x minus 9. Same thing as before. Are there any questions on this example? Okay. Keep this. All right, so let me post the worksheet now. Although I think everyone has it. At least I hope so. Let me get the worksheet up. There we go. Here it comes. Okay. Hopefully everyone will see it. Here it comes. There it is. Okay. So again, here we have the worksheet. Let me zoom in a bit. There we go. So these 4 you can factor using the AC method. Take about, I don't know, like say 10 minutes. Then we'll go through them. Even if we don't go through them all, that's okay. If we don't finish, that is. I will post solutions to it. And then on, we'll say Wednesday, on Friday, we'll start square roots. Square roots is pretty short, though. I don't go too much into it. So, okay, let me stop the recorder.